right, everybody. Thanks for jumping on with us for our Tri-State Trends podcast. I got my man GB, Gabriel Brown, Vice President now. Yes, sir. Of FFL Keep Moving Forward, KMF Network. So I appreciate you jumping on with me, buddy. Coming off your record month of 179 families helped. That's gotta feel amazing. And you and I both know any type of growth is hard work. When you see the fruit of the hard work, it makes it really feel good. So, number one, how are you doing, my friend? Number two, how's it feel coming off your best month ever?
You know what? Well, I'm doing well. Thank you. It's kind of I have honestly if I'm kind of have mixed feelings, and this is what I mean by that. So we had our record-breaking month, right? And that was great, but I kind of feel like we're just starting to understand the broker game now, if you will. You know, being a year in, it was literally a year to the day that we started with FFL, and that was a huge learning curve, man. I'm not gonna lie, that was huge. So I feel like we're just starting to have a real understanding of the magnitude that we can how we can impact families and how we can impact agents here. So I'm happy, but definitely not satisfied, because I feel like we're going to be a lot bigger here in the very near future.
Well, let's talk about that, because that's an interesting take. Not a lot of people say that, but I've heard it. So we're just starting to understand the broker game. What does that mean?
Man, for me personally, so I spent 12 years exclusively in the final expense market.
Okay.
With one company, one lead source, one application, right? And so everything was pretty, how can I say, simplified, because you're only dealing with one thing.
Right.
It becomes very monotonous, very mundane, things of that nature. So whenever I came over here and I had all of these options, right, to not just for myself, but to offer to agents, and to also to clients, it made it, you kind of can get analysis paralysis, if you will, and you can kind of get overwhelmed with all of the information that's there for you. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that in its own right, just keeping it simple here and having basic fundamentals, if you will, that took some time for us to really adjust to. And that's what I'm saying. Like, now I feel like our team is now just starting to get in the groove of understanding what a broker is, because a lot of the people that are a part of our team came from, an outfit similar to mine, a practice company similar to mine, where it was just, one product, one service, one app, and that was it. So I feel like collectively, we as an organization are now starting to understand the magnitude and the impact we can make here just by keeping it simple.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, keeping it simple certainly fuels the tank, because you're not spraying all over the place. What does keeping it simple mean? So when we talk about, look, you're saying basically we were everywhere. When you're saying keep it simple, can you get more granular? Because there might be someone that's a week in that is like, I feel the same way he's saying that he felt, but I'm trying to listen to what he's saying by keep it simple. So let's talk about that, get granular when we talk about maybe lead sources, carriers, training, onboarding. What does that all look like?
Absolutely. So I'm a big Jay-Z fan, Mark, right? And one of his famous lines is that he said he dumbed it down to his audience, and yet they still yell holla, right? That's what we did. we dumbed it down, because when you come in, man, you got a whole menu of carriers to work with and things of that nature. And we made the mistake of like, just give them everything.
Yeah.
Right. And so what we decided to do was to bring it down to the basic carriers, Americo, okay, AIG, Prosperity,
Right.
Mutual of Omaha. Let's focus on just a couple of carriers as opposed to,
Right.
20, 25 carriers. And then as you start to, grow and develop, then you can start to expand little by little,
Right.
right? As opposed to trying to do all of it at one
Right.
time and then you end up doing nothing.
Nothing. Right? Nothing slows
Absolutely.
nothing slows down progress and success like options. I mean, God bless.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we dumbed it down. We dumbed down our onboarding, our contracting process, where instead of, like I said, we're only contracting, 3 or 4 carriers at the beginning. And then if there's a one-off or something like that, we're gonna, we'll provide them with that carrier. But we kept it simple from that standpoint. The second thing was, keep it simple on your scaling, and make sure you are scaling. Make sure you're reinvesting back into your business. You know, uh, every week, right? Sundays or Wednesdays, buy your leads, get what you need, right? And don't spend your re-up money. Big, it's a big one. Don't spend your re-up money, right? So just like, dude, and it's just little small things like that that made all the difference in the world. Now, like I said, now people are really starting to figure it out. Now we're starting to get higher producers where people are now doing, 20, 25, 30 families a month as opposed to maybe doing, 5 to 10, all because we just made just some slight adjustments. This thing is surgical,
Huh.
right? We don't work in meters in kilometers. We work in millimeters and centimeters.
Mm.
And like a surgeon, that's what they do. They literally work in millimeters and centimeters. If you go a little bit too far,
Right.
you could, damage an artery,
Right.
right? And so that's the way we're looking at it. If we just make just some slight adjustments, and those 2 slight adjustments right there has made a huge, huge difference in our numbers. And I think you'll continue to see that as the year progresses.
Love it. So you're talking also about the fact that you're satisfied, but I mean you're happy but not satisfied. And I think like what you're saying is simplifying this is going to create more potency. And you have an idea that you're just getting the taste of what this thing can do. So let's talk about, you know, some of the leadership development you're working with right now, because you can't do it all by yourself, and some of the things you see with your agency going to the next level.
You know what? It's funny that you brought that up, because that was actually going to be my next point. It's almost like we're on the
Mm.
same page here. Is that one of the things that and I have to give kudos to my man Coach Mark T, who is a phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal leader.
Mm.
Man, he's just he constantly and relentlessly pours into us with new insight, fresh ideas, things of that nature. And one of the things that I personally made it a point to do was to focus on the top 20%. We have a 20/80 rule here. We know that 20% of your agency is going to account for 80% of your business,
Mm.
right? So we're really, really, really focusing on that 20%. And what we come to find is that that 20% ends up being our leadership. Uh, Christine Austin L. from Life Now,
Mm-hmm.
Rico De Silva from FFL Hope Dealer, Quali and Tish McNeil from Tag Team, Aisha Anderson from I Bring Assurance, David Jeffries from Landmark Financial. We've really been focusing on those leaders, Monica Henderson being another one, that we're really focusing on developing those guys and gals and helping them to become VPs and moving forward. And that's the thing that you're going to see. We're looking at it from a multiplier effect right now,
Mm.
where everybody is now on the same page, if you will. So you'll start to see, other people coming right behind us,
Love it.
if you will. And so that's the part that's really exciting, because I think that this 179 will become 579 very quickly
Huh.
because we're now in the multiplier effect as opposed to just adding.
Yeah.
All of us are all for once we're all on the same page.
I love
right?
it. That's great.
That's the exciting part. So that's why when I said mixed feelings, that's the reason why. Because I'm like, all right, well, yeah, we're there, but just wait.
Right. Which is awesome, man. That's the feeling of anticipation is an amazing feeling, especially when you feel it coming. So when you think about recruiting, and when you say we're adding and we're looking to multiply, what are your primary methods of recruiting that you're using to that's everyone's lock and key and everyone's doing the same thing? What is that?
Our group is huge in a warm market. Huge. If you look down the line, like we call ourselves the KMF network for that reason, right? Because it is a network. There's a network of people. I was told a long time ago, it's not necessarily about what you know, it's about who you know. Right. And we've been blessed to have built relationships with people just by being, good people, if you will. So being that we have been good people, we're good people, we've been attracting good people that are looking for a change. So we've been using War Market Blitz. We've been using business opportunity meetings. We've been using just straight, hey, let's give somebody a call. Let's do it right now. We've been doing Zoom interviews, things of that nature. I've even had people now, we've been doing a lot of things virtually, but I just had right before this, I literally just had somebody in the office that from somebody that I had a relationship with before. We're looking to see how can we help each other to grow, right? And she was straight from my warm market, man. So we're very, very big on warm market. And the way that we attract our warm market is through social media. We have a young lady by the name of Cherry Ortega who does a fantastic job beating the drum on social media via stories, reels, all types of content that's out there on our Instagram page and also on our Facebook page as well. So when we mix those things together, man, I tell you what, and like I said, with everybody doing it, it's one thing if it's just one person, but when you have all of your leaders doing the same things, that's where things start to get really, really interesting. That's where I'm excited about it.
Yeah, that's where this thing gets very fun, because this business is fun. Helping people is fun. Winning is fun. It's not fun going through the tougher times. It's not fun getting your butt kicked. It's not fun when you and your team ain't on the same page. But it's meant to be fun. And then it's finding the silver lining in those challenging times that allows you to get back to the fun, because life's not supposed to go up in a straight line, and every day is not supposed to be sunshine and roses, but you need to make every day sunshine and roses by what you tell yourself and how you build your mindset and your mental fortitude. So I love what you're saying, man, because, that speaks to me of a future explosion. Because when everyone's on the same page, you can't put a bunch of capable, intelligent people, leaders, all walking lock and key and not blow up.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I understand the anticipation that you have right now and the excitement around that. That's great, man. So when you think about some of the things y'all are doing you talked about dumbing things down. Let's talk about your onboarding process. What are y'all doing all lock and key to bring people into the live dial, keep them in the live dial, and get them to produce?
You know what, man? I'm going to tell you something. And I'm very, very proud of the KMF network being a major part of the Tri-State Live Dial session, Serve the People Live Dial. And I have to give credit again to one of my mentors, one of my very best friends, Omar Mitchell, who is, following his lead as far as driving people to the live dials, making the live dials a fun place,
right?
Where it isn't always silence and things of that nature, where you kind of have an environment that, people are now building relationships within the live DAO session it's been a phenomenal thing. Now, as far as like our onboarding process is concerned, we keep it real simple, man. We have myself and Omar have two absolutely phenomenal admins in Dana and my wife Diane.
Love it.
They do, oh my goodness, phenomenal work in streamlining and giving from A to Z exactly how everything is supposed to be laid out for the new agent to literally come in, take care of everything, plug and play, so that way they're prepared for when they get trained. Right? We do training right through Zoom. We do a strategy call with them. We figure out how they're looking to scale, what they're looking to invest, right? So we'll show them how they can get a return on investment. At the end of the day, that's what it's really about, man. Investing and ROI. Investing in ROI. How can you scale your business, especially? And we want to get them on an application within the first day or two.
Yeah,
I think that's so important when you put them in a position where they get that "who do I make the check out to" response for the first time.
Yeah.
And then they press that button and it says, "Congratulations, your application has been approved."
Yeah.
The faster we can get them there, and I think that comes with the training and preparation. The separation is always in the preparation, right? The faster we can get them to that first one, I feel like it's like a feeding frenzy. It's like chumming the water, right? They get that first taste of that blood, and then they're like, "Okay, let's go." Now I see how easy this can be if I put in the work. Right. I see how easy this can be, and I see how I can control my own destiny just by literally following the basic fundamentals, taking in massive action, and continuing to move forward. When we do that, man, it's been a beautiful thing. It truly has, and that really is the essence of why we are, as it's called, trends. Why we're trending upward right now. Shameless plug there.
That's an amazing segue, because I was just about to say Tri-State Trending with my man GB. That's some great information, man. Y'all on fire, man. I appreciate your time. Thank you for pouring in and sharing. I see nothing but big things coming ahead. I love that you guys all lock and key. Let's pour gas.
Gasoline on the fire, baby. Let's go.
My man. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you all for listening. God bless.